What's up, everybody? Thanks for checking out this video. Hey, we traded Nasdaq, so we have what we call a breaker. That I'm taking that breaker right now. That breaker is a beautiful sign of a potential sell-off, right? Overall, I'm bearish today. I'm bearish. I'm looking to see if this price wants to continue down. It could be a faker breaker. Could be. But we'll see what happens on this breaker. You can see at the pre-market, we see these sell-offs. We take out 15-minute flat tops after a rally. I like to use those 15-minute flat tops and 15-minute flat bottoms as potential support. Here is a 15-minute gap. 15-minute gap from overnight, right? From the session open. So, very cool. Very cool what's happening. Let's see what price wants to do. We'll give it a second. Yeah, but overall bearish. Of course, FOMC, you're always going to get just trash price action. All right, so here is a push down. I'm going to break out of this 15-minute range. They call that the orb. So sometimes the orb works, sometimes it don't. All right, there's a breaker up. All right, so that breaker down is not gonna work. We'll see what happens. Still waiting. Looking for that continuation up, potentially going to take out what I call the 12-hour range. Okay, the 12-hour range is the body, the open and the close of the first 12 hours of the session, right? So, we could potentially take that, to the bank. We could potentially take that up. We also use this beautiful rocket entry. So we can see this thing go up TP6. This would be what? 43 points. All right. So something like that. I'm gonna see how it reacts to some of these higher price ranges. So the sell, no, not yet. Selling, not yet. Selling, not yet. All right. So let's see. We'll close a few of these. I got one running. That breaker was also a breakout of the 15-minute range. Something like that. Bam. Sweet. Let's see what happens. All I know is I don't know. Sure do appreciate y'all checking out this video on YouTube as we watch price make a ascent. Let's take out that's beautiful 12-hour range high. That's kind of what we were anticipating. It happens to be also a upper band of what I'm calling the session VWAP. So we'll watch and wait. We'll watch and wait, see what happens, see how price wants to react to these higher prices. Now there is a overnight high that I might be interested in, so I'm gonna mark up the 15-minute. I call them flat tops. So there's a 15-minute flat top I'm interested in right there. Beautiful. So I already took out that high. We already took out this low. I'll get rid of those on my chart. I'll just leave this one up. Now, if it wants to continue up, sweet. We may see a reaction here at this 15-minute flat top. This is a breaker. Let's call it that. All right. Sweet. All right, and you're also seeing a 5-minute candle break out of the 15-minute range. So somebody clicked buy right here. Stop loss is gonna be way down here, at the bottom of the 15-minute range. Yeah, so just give it a second. Could be a retracement back down here to the 15-minute range. If so, we may be looking for a re-entry to try to take this thing higher. If price wants to go higher, we're gonna give it a chance to go higher. Give it at least a chance, a fighting chance to go higher. But I want to see how it reacts to that 4 a.m. high. Is that what it is? 4 a.m. Yeah, so 4 a.m. high sitting up here. We shall see. So the breaker stop loss, cover this low, 78 points. And I'm the type of trader that if I get a reason to exit, I'm gonna exit. I'm definitely gonna exit. So looking to see if this thing want to take an overnight high. We also have the previous day high and low fib levels, right? So currently we're sitting in some pretty decent profit, but we want to see if this thing wants to continue higher. Now, the thing about FOMC and the thing about being in this, what I'm calling 12-hour range, is that's exactly what it is. It could potentially just range in that deal for a minute, right? It could be in there, and that's a pretty decent range. It's what is that? Let me get my ruler. Yeah, it's a decent range. Like from the high of this 12-hour range, like, we could see that thing range at 100 points easy, right? So we get the breakout of the 12-hour range. We can see how it reacts to these fib levels, previous day high, low fib levels. If you want access to this, all you got to do is go to indicators, type in previous day high, low, PDHL by Aaron D channel, bullseye, PDHL. And these are, I call them fib levels. So obviously the midway point is not a fib level, but it's an interesting level, the middle of previous day. And you also have this 30%, 31.8, and the 61.8, right? Percent level. It also has the open and the close. This is a free indicator. So you can click on, so here's the open, here's the close down here. So we'll see what price wants to do. Looks like we took out definitely took out previous day low, came up, touched that fib level, rejected, touched the open, previous day close, and then retrace up past the midpoint, fall all the way back down, almost to the close again. Just kind of did this little thing, came to retest the bottom of the 12-hour range. There's a 15-minute gap there. We're just gonna hold this trade. We're gonna see what happens. Now, when you risk small, you can hold it, right? When you risk small, you can hold it. So we're gonna see what happens. Look like we may be rejecting what I got as the previous month high. That's interesting. Yeah, the previous month high. Looks like we're finding some resistance there. Of course, we could always break through it, just to give price a chance to do what it's gonna do. Just be patient. Just waiting. Let's see. What else do I see? So at this point, you just gotta relax. Just relax. TP4 hit on this play right here. TP4 hit. All right, so just in President Trump, by chance, am I allowed what? I don't know what he's talking about. I get news updates. Sometimes they affect the market, sometimes they don't. Fun. All right, so it looks like we're finding some resistance there at the previous month high. Looking at this VWAP. I like looking at VWAP. VWAP to me is kind of cool. VWAP is one of those things. It's like, it works quite a bit, but I have to have a little bit more confluence. That's all. Just a little bit more confluence to really know how to manage trades, enter trades, exit trades. So I look at a few things. I'm looking to see if we get a break above a yearly VWAP level on a 5-minute time frame, which looks like we did. Yeah, I'm thinking 4:05, 4 a.m. high. I'm gonna see if price wants to make its way up there. I also like using pivot points. Pivot points work out quite a bit. Quite a bit. So we'll see how price wants to react to pivot points on the trade. Okay, let's see what happens. Waiting. So we're still still holding this buy situation. Above the 200 moving average. So 3 trades today. One was a quick scalp. Another one was a pretty decent scalp, actually. And then now the buy that we're in currently. So we'll see what happens. I mean, we're getting a little resistance here at the top of the 12-hour range. That's why I like going to the higher time frames. If we can get a 5-minute candle close above that 12-hour range, we got about 2.5 minutes left. Then highly likely that we come and tap into this 15-minute flat top, which we may see a reaction. And then here I would call just a high bank that we're interested in, right? Well, actually, it's overnight high, so I can call it overnight high, right? Overnight high, 4 a.m. All right, so we're breaking above. We got about 2 minutes, 20 seconds left till a 5-minute candle closes. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Yeah, all I know is I don't know. Still watching, still waiting. Sure do appreciate y'all checking out this video. Hey, if you hung out this long, go ahead and click that thumbs up. Click that like. Click that subscribe button. Click the bell button. And do me a huge, man, if you want to do me a huge favor, click that share button. Share it with somebody. That would be dope. That would be super dope, super helpful. And yeah, you know, hit the bell so you never miss a situation where we are live in the market. Okay, here's something real interesting too. I love trend lines. Trend lines are one of my favorite approaches to trading. I mean, I know it's probably not used by many, but I've used it quite a bit. And so here is one of the approaches that I use. And I use these beautiful bullseye dots, right? Beautiful bullseye dots. And I connect these dots, and when price breaks above that trend line and closes, let's say, a 5-minute candle, which it's about to do, then what I like to do is grab, I call it the Andy fan. Beautiful fib fan. Okay, a beautiful fib fan, get a trend line break, and then I watch to see if price wants to come and hit these beautiful take profit targets. So we got this first one is TP 1, 2, 3. At 3, I look for a reversal down. So we got about 18 seconds left till this 5-minute candle closes. I mean, we're in beautiful profit on this buy. Beautiful profit. So what I'll do here, I'll go ahead and protect this trade. I love to protect the trades. And I'll take partials and I'll leave a runner. You dig? How do you do this? Sometimes I forget how to use these new tools. Oh yeah. Hold on, let's start that again. Oh boy. Yeah, so we get the 5-minute candle close. So now I'm looking to see if price wants to continue up to this level here. We'll see what happens. Still looking to see how it's going to react to this level here, which also is a 15-minute flat top, which we already touched. Right, we already touched the 15-minute flat top. We already marked that up. So we're getting that reaction there, which is why I want to protect, take partials, and leave a runner. All right. Awesome. Let's see if we get that stop. All right, there's a stop loss profit. All right, beautiful. So we're going to protect this trade, bring it to break even, and then take partials. I like to take 80% and let the rest run. I'll take the majority off. All right, and we'll see if we get the reaction here off of the overnight high, which we are not too far from. I mean, we can hold this trade. Let's see, we're getting what? 21 points away, almost 21 points away. We'll see what happens. That'll be 50 points. So far, we got 46. So if we were looking for like a 60-point move, beautiful. Just gonna hold this trade. The best kind of traders are the ones who are calm. You know, like the ones who are calm, those are my favorite. Favorite traders are the ones who are calm. Like, you know, I just watch. That's all. Just watch. Just watch it. It's like looking at art. It's like watching art. You dig? So anyway, we're watching, waiting, seeing how price wants to react to these levels here. 3 trades, 3 wins. I'm gonna take this off of my chart right there. Kind of clean it up. So we got, let's make this green. Covering at the low. Looks like we're about to hit 50 points. Let's see if we can get that little push at the overnight high. That'll be close to 59 points. We took this trade here, which was a bit of a scalp trade because I was under the bias of bearish today, and now we're getting a cloud flip up, so we could watch this thing just run up. We could watch it run up. Ain't no doubt about it. FOMC, anything can happen. Potentially going after previous day high. Just sitting up here, 21,935 on TradingView. Yeah. All I know is I don't know. All I know is I don't know. I don't know. I can't even act like I know. Anybody who says they know what's about to happen in the market, they lying. Don't listen. They don't have a fortune crystal ball back there. They don't know the future. All I'm telling folks is I don't know what's going to happen. I just know what I'm going to risk. And I'm going to risk small. Super small. You ain't even going to know. You ain't going to. Yeah, super small. The smaller, the better. The smaller, the more you're able to manage the emotions. So we're almost tapping, man. We edged this overnight high. I'm just wondering if we're going to be able to tap into that overnight high. That would be a pretty decent, that would be a decent entry for sure. A decent take profit. All right, we're going to see if we get that reaction. We're almost to that fib fan TP as well. So I'm just going to wait and see. There's a beautiful resistance line that I'm interested in. 21,874. 21,874 as a resistance level. 21,874 on TradingView. Man, if we were able to tap into that level on this trade. Oh, beautiful push up. I think we're going to make our way up there, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, so we took out overnight high, okay? And we're tapping into this fib level here from previous day. Now I want to see if price wants to come and tap this level here, which is a resistance level, 21,874. Or you can say 875. Beautiful bank zone. I call them bank zones, right? I'm going to get rid of the 15-minute flat top. I'm going to get rid of the overnight high. Here's previous day high and low. And I'm going to watch this bank zone. Watch how we look at this beautiful bank zone. I call them bank zones. Hot zones and bank zones. 21,850 on TradingView on this white line. And then these double lines, I call them hot zones. And look how we just jumped from one bank zone to the next bank zone. Come down here, retest the hot zone, back to the bank zone, and then straight to the hot zone, push through the hot zone. What's coming next? Potential bank zone. So we'll see what happens on this bank zone. Yeah, but I'm interested to see if we want to take out this overnight high, and we'll see how we react to this resistance level here. 21,874 on TradingView. Beautiful move today on the buy side. Beautiful move today on the buy side. Wow. Okay, so we're just watching price print. Looks like we may be getting a reaction here on this hot zone. If price wants to give us the push that we deserve, man, give us the push that we deserve to take us higher, higher, higher. That would be so amazing. So amazing. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Yeah, all I know is I don't know. So we are getting just about 20-second delay on YouTube. There's about a 20-second delay. So if you are watching this and you're looking to do what you're seeing being done, yeah, it's about 20-second delay. So just keep that in mind. Govern yourself accordingly, man. All right, we're looking to see what happens here. Maybe we get the push up. I don't know. This is a protected trade. This is already a trade that we already took 90% of the risk off the table. Sitting pretty decent for the day. 1% for sure, 1%. And looking good. Not looking terrible at all today. 1.3% already. And then we have floating 0.5%. So we get up here to this level here, we may just close and then be done at 2% for the day, which is more than enough. I mean, if you're wanting more, then you may be a little greedy somebody. Are you a greedy somebody? Or are you a content somebody? Are you instinctually content? That's what I call it. I say, man, if you could be instinctually content, you're going to be all right in trading. All right, getting a pretty decent move off of this hot zone. Just paying attention to how prices reacted to these ranges, to these zones, bank zones and hot zones. Sometimes you can just trade off of those. Yeah, so we're just waiting to see how price wants to, if price wants to continue this. I'm going to say second leg of this opening rally. Second leg of this opening rally, we got the initial push up here. Right at 8:35, we saw a beautiful push up. Man, that push up was amazing. So we get the beautiful push up, followed by a retracement. Now we're looking for the second leg to continue. At some point, we may see some kind of pullback. Right, some kind of pullback, but as long as we're making higher highs, higher lows, and our stop loss and profit is still holding up. I mean, when I say in profit, it's like 2 points in profit, just to cover the fees. Right, just to cover the fees, maybe 5 points in profit. Yeah, 5 points in profit looks right. So $60. So yeah, so whatever that is. Anyway, yeah, on a point. 0.1 lot size. So we'll see what happens. We'll see if this thing wants to continue higher. Not too shabby. Just let this thing run. Let's see what happens. All right, guys. So I appreciate y'all checking out this video. We'll stay on here for a little bit. 9:25 currently on the time. Of course, I am Central Standard Time. Bam, Chicago. All right. And I'm live on Zoom. If you want to trade with us every morning on Zoom, just drop a comment. Let me know. Would love to invite you to trade with us in the morning live in Zoom. And then I'm starting a new schedule to trade live here on YouTube. So that would be something that you're interested in. Drop a comment. Let me know. Ain't nothing to it but to rock with it. All right. So we're seeing price make its way higher. We got about less than 4 minutes left till 9:30, which is going to be our I call it the IB high and low initial balance. High and low. We could see a retracement there. We could see a retracement back down into the 12-hour range or to the midpoint of the IB range, the IB high and low range. How do you find the IB high and low range? Stay tuned. I would love to show you that. All right, so we're breaking above, I call it the 12-hour now. Let's see what that push that we deserve to resistance level. Resistance level 21,874 is a reactions level, and the bank zone. So this bank zone 21,850 is also a reaction level. I'm looking to see a reaction. I'm not necessarily closing the trade, but we may see a reaction, meaning price sellers jump in. Sellers jump in. We may see a reaction. 21,850 is the first reaction zone that I'm looking at, price wise. Okay, price wise. Just based on psychological level 21,850. You know, price moves in these increments of 50 and 100, right? 25, 50, 100. And I don't know, they just have these beautiful reactions. You know, of course, it could break above it, leave a wick, come back down, touch the hot zone again. It could be even retest the 21,800. You know, it's just really good way to analyze the chart. That's it. Ain't none to it. All right, I'm gonna put one more target. 21,888. 21,888 is also a level of interest. So I'm gonna put GL for GAN line. If we break above, right? Because price could do whatever it's gonna do. Break above this bank zone. Touch this resistance level. Potentially take out overnight high, which is a hot zone. Potentially taking out this level of interest here for me. And we'll see if it wants to tap 21,888. Potentially tapping into 21,900. Big number bank zone. Big number. Right? Even numbers. Big numbers. So we'll see what price wants to do. All I know is I don't know. All I know is I don't know. Yo no sé que naco sé que. How they say it in other languages. All right. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Prices continually, you know, being challenged, slowing down quite a bit. These little candles. We saw a few candles here at 9 o'clock give us a bit of a push up. Then one at 9:20. I'm looking for one more push up, maybe a break above this bank zone, and a close will give us a little bit more confluence that price wants to come and retest the overnight high. I mean, I don't know. I can't even act like I know. There's a 30-minute flat top that I'm interested in as well. All right, so if I go to 30-minute time frame, you're going to see what I'm talking about. Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Right here. Yeah, the top of previous day range. Yeah, yesterday was range. I call it purple range. Purple range. Purple range. If you look at the hour time frame, there's these flat tops. A lot of consolidation yesterday, so I like to use those as resistance levels. Okay, so 1 hour flat top now is one of the levels that we're interested in seeing a reaction. You can see prices slowing down, super steady in small candles, like with big wick to the top, big wick to the bottom. We're gonna see if buyers want to take this thing up. 9:30. All right, so you waited this long, might as well just let you have it. How do you find that IB high and low? I'm looking for a reaction. All right, I'm looking for a reaction. Price can't continue in one direction forever. It has to at some point relax and retest and retrace. So what I like to do is grab a rectangle. I want to come to the first 30-minute candle, which is 8:30, and then I want to grab the low to the high of the second 30-minute candle on the 30-minute time frame, and I'll drag it across. That is your IB high and low. Now, if we get a break above that IB high and low, that's a good indication that price may want to continue to test higher ranges. Now, I also want to keep in mind the middle of this IB high and low, which looks like, I mean, 21,770, maybe 770. Let's just put an alert here. 21,770.70. I like the sound of that. So we'll just put an alert there. That's going to be actually our entry. That is our entry price. How interesting is that? Okay, So if we get a break above, we could potentially see a reaction here at this bank zone here, our flat top here, here's a resistance level here, overnight high, and then ultimately GL or a higher bank zone 21,900. Now I'm looking for reactions, and the reaction I'm thinking is not just a sink, right? Not just a sell-off, not just one big red candle, but a slow, gradual push and retest down to the middle of IB high and low. That's it. Do you have a reason to exit this trade? Yes, we could close it now. Or we could just be patient and see what price wants to do. We've already secured 90% of our trade off of this one trade alone. And now we let the rest run. And be patient. That's all. Just be patient with the trade. Just be patient with the trade. Just hold the trade. All you gotta do is 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 hold the trade. So we're looking at price looking like it wants to come and tap into that bank zone. I'm gonna anticipate a major reaction. And it's okay to anticipate, because you know, we can't predict, but we can anticipate. Shoot. Anticipation is a key, man. I see 21,885 as a 15-minute gap. Let's see if I can see that up here. Yeah, this is the 1 hour flat top. All right, so potentially going to get a reaction here off this bank zone. 1 hour flat top, resistance level 1. Here, I'm going to just mark that up. I call it R1. All right. Overnight high and our MAC. So we'll see what happens. This is a protected trade. Now we're just seeing how much price wants to rally up, and we're just gonna hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it. All right, here's bank zone 850. Man, it's just edging that bank zone. It just seems like it's just sellers are finding this level interesting. The top of the IB high and low, and I actually like to see a 5-minute candle close. So we got less than 1 minute, and we'll see if this 5-minute candle wants to close above IB high and low. And what I'm anticipating is either this candle here will reach up here and we'll start to see a wick there at the last 10 seconds or something like that, or the next candle will reach up here and then we'll start to see that 5-minute candle start to turn red and then finally close red, and then we may see continuation to the upside. All right, there's a push up above the bank zone, above IB high and low. 25 seconds left, and we're just gonna see what happens. We're not in a hurry to close this trade. I'm just seeing how price wants to react. There's the 1 hour flat top. Sweet. Now I'm looking for a reaction. We could see last 10 seconds. We'll see a wick start to form. If we see a wick start to form, that's an indication that sellers have hit their level and they're ready to start selling off. They're ready to start taking their profits. This next candle gives us a little bit of wick to the top, and then we start to see sellers enter into the market. So we're above the bank zone now, and we closed a 5-minute candle above the bank zone. Now we could potentially take this to the next hot zone. See how this thing works? Take it to the next hot zone, which happens to be our resistance at level 1. And resistance is just what is it called? The pivot points. Simple pivot point. You can go to the indicators and type pivot point standard. All right. So I want to see if we can get a candle to close above the 1 hour flat top. So I'm looking for a reaction. I'm thinking at some point we're gonna get a reaction. I just don't know when. You know, you just gotta be patient with the market. Just let it run. All you gotta do is let it run. Just let it run, bro. You're gonna be all right. Well, I don't want to lose my profit. I promise you. That's why we take 90% off the top whenever we hit a level of interest, and just let the rest run. Let it do what it wants to do. You dig? That's all you gotta do. All right, so I like that we broke above that bank zone. I'm gonna turn the bank zones off just for a second. This beautiful indicator right here, the tool that we use, custom tool that we use here, Infinite Trading Group, off the bullseye strategy, is giving us so much confluence just to stay in this trade. Stay in this trade. Hold this trade. We say this thing, break beneath this beautiful, I call it the bullseye line, version 1.2, and we break above that blue line. It's kind of like a trend line, a dynamic trend line, having to do with volume, ATR actually, right? ATR, average true range. And we could bounce off this line and just take this thing all the way up to the overnight high, which is what I'm anticipating, right? What I'm anticipating. But we could get the reaction here off of the 1 hour flat tops. And here's what I was kind of anticipating, right? Was we would get a wick, we break above, we see a wick start to form, we close below the 1 hour flat tops, we see another candle, close bearish. We could potentially see this thing start to dwindle down here and tap into the midpoint of IB high and low, which if that happens, we're at a break even. And it's all good, right? It's all good. Enjoy the art of trading. This is a craft that you only get better by observing and watching and experiencing and executing, right? And putting your decision in there. Until you learn the art, man, it's just gonna be super frustrating. It's art. It's art. It's like coloring. It's like coloring. It's like painting. It's like drawing. It's like sculpting. It's like designing. It's like, everybody sees something different in every candle, right? So somebody's clicking sell right now because they're like, yep, that's it. It's gonna go down, and we're like, no, we're gonna hold our buy, because everybody sees something different. So it's subjective like that. It's relative. It's relative to the experience of the trader. So that's why we just wait and see, because all I know is I don't know. But we'll see what happens. We'll give it a chance. Beautiful reaction here off of the 1 hour flat tops, right? Beautiful reaction off of the 1 hour flat tops. And I want to bring back this chart here. This is our 30-minute trend line break, which I am a fan of. The Andy fan. Call it Andy. Shout out to Andy Peters, the one who introduced me to this approach. Swing high, right? Swing high, connect those. Trend line gets rejected here, falls, and then pushes up through there. I like to see the 5-minute candle close above that, right? So we saw that 9-10. Bang, TP1 gets hit. I mean, more than enough reason to close, take partials, leave a runner. And then we see price wants to give us the push that we deserve, TP2, TP3. I'm thinking TP3 is where we might see a reversal. So we're just going to hold this thing and see what happens. Okay, 5-minute candle printing in 30 seconds on my mark, right? So there is a 5-minute candle. Man, we have some beautiful rally this morning. So 8:30 candle, 5-minute time frame. The first 5 minute, take out this low here. Some liquidity sitting right there, potentially taking out all of those buyers, right? Then FOMO sets in. They're going to say, oh, I want to buy again. Market opens, take out those stop losses. Probably some more liquidity sitting right here. I call this the weekly wick fill. And then price just shoots up, breaking the structure here, potentially going to retrace and test that level and continue up higher. Don't know. Just an idea. All I know is I don't know. All right, we saw a 5-minute candle close beneath the 1 hour. So we could definitely see, because of that rejection, we could see this thing re-enter into the IB range. You notice how price is going to do whatever it wants to do. It don't matter how many ideas you throw at it. It's like, yeah, price is going to do whatever the heck price wants to do. It's like, okay, sweet. So you could potentially just move your stop loss and profit and get knocked out. I would say at the bottom of this 5-minute candle. If price wants to do that, that'd be dope. Where's my confirm? Yeah. So I'll do that. I'll move my stop loss to the bottom of this bullish candle right here. And if price wants to continue lower, it's going to knock me out in profit right there, which I'm more than happy to do. Well, actually, it's a 15-minute candle. There it is. So the bottom of the current 15-minute candle. If it flips red, we may see this thing want to retrace down, touch the midpoint of IB high and low. All right. Now we're just waiting. Got the beautiful reaction off the 1 hour flat tops, which is what we were anticipating. Break structure down. We could potentially, this could be a faker, right? It could be a fake. Could fake the sellers, knock us out of profit and continue up, which sometimes that happens. All right, I'm flat. I'm flat on the trade. Right there, I'm flat on the trade. There was my 63 points. Beautiful. And now I'm flat, and now price is going to do what it wants to do. I'm going to close the computer 3 wins, or 3 entries, 3 wins, right? 18-point win, 37-point win, and a 63-point win. Not too bad of a day. Sitting at 2%. Just shy of 2%, 1.8. 1.8% for the day. Not too shabby. Come on, if you've watched this long, go ahead and do me a favor and click that like button, subscribe button. If you really enjoy it, click that share button. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. All right, I think that's it for me. Man, sure do appreciate you all jumping in on YouTube. Sure do appreciate it. We'll see you in the next video. Peace out.